Welcome back to the next video in our series of learning about JavaScript. Today, we're going to go over objects. So, what is an object? An object is an item that can describe things. Well, what does that mean? Take a computer, for instance. We can describe a computer by its specs, such as RAM, CPU, clock speed, and memory. But a computer is more than that. It can do all sorts of things, such as browse YouTube or calculate, among other things. An object is similar. It has both properties and actions or methods. Why do we use them? Nearly everything in JavaScript is an object. Try wrapping your head around that. The reason why is objects allow us to model real-life things in a program. They have the ability to hold all types that are available in JavaScript. By types, I mean arrays, objects, strings, booleans, etc. I know that sounds vague, but bear with me, the example will show the point. Remember John from the variables lesson? Well, we're going to bring him back today. So, the variables, let me pull that one up. Oh, that's funny. Well, let's just roll with it. Remember his name was John. We know that his address was 123 Pine Street. We know that his age was 25. We know that he likes pizza was true. So how can we describe this as an object? Well, let's try this out. So let's make a variable named John. We're going to have this equal this curly bracket. So these curly braces signify that you are making an object. And so object works. It's called key value pairs. I will just demonstrate for you. So the key would be a name. The value would be John. And this is how we create different key value terms in an object. So for instance, if I wanted to store his address, all I would do is create an address key, and inside the value, same thing, 123 Pine Street. The next thing, stores age, 25, likes pizza, make that true. Alright, and then for fun, let's just make another one. We're going to call this one Cindy. And we're going to just copy John. Copy him. Change this to Cindy. We're going to make Cindy age 2, and she doesn't like pizza. We're going to make Cindy John's daughter. So this is where objects can be quite powerful. There's a lot of other things that we can do with objects, but for now we're just going to stick with these key value pairs, these simple ones. So let's say John, and this is the object, so let's just check on this really quick. Let's try console logging John. And there's John, that's the object. Yep, same thing. So what we're going to do is John object, we're going to create a new one called daughter. So this dot is shorthand, so this is saying that John at a new key, which is daughter, we're going to add a new value to that. So it's the same as if I said comma daughter, like that. So we're going to say John's daughter is equal to Cindy. Alright, so let's find out now what John looks like. Alright, so now John has a new key called daughter. The value is going to be this object, Cindy. With that, we can reference her and figure out some interesting things. And today we're going to find out whether or not she likes pizza. So let's go into this console log, and we're going to say John.name. So this is the syntax, or the way that you can reference inside that John object, John name. You can also do brackets and say John name, but this one looks a lot nicer to me. We're going to say lives at, and we know that John has an address, and we know that his daughter, so let's find out what his daughter's name is. So now that John has a key called daughter, which is Cindy, Cindy has a name, how do you think we can get to it? Well, let's find out. So we know that John has a daughter, and that daughter has a name. So we're going to test this out when we print. And then we're also going to say John's daughter likes pizza. And again, I'm going to put this question mark with colon. So what this question mark does, it's called a ternary operator. So all it does is it checks for the truth value of the statement. So if she likes pizza, then the next line will print out likes pizza. This is shorthand for else. So this is if it's true. If it's not true, then we're going to say doesn't like pizza. Alright, now let's test this out. Let's figure out. So we have John's name, John address, John.daughter.name, John daughter likes pizza. So if we did this correct, we should have a statement that talks about that family. We say John lives at 123 Pine Street. His daughter Cindy does not like pizza. So yeah, it worked out very well. So when working with objects, you can use a lot of different things. See that you don't have to keep the same name address. You can do anything you want. Basically anything you want. If I wanted to say that, you know, his favorite band, we can create a new thing like favorite band. And it's just, you know, objects are very, very important to JavaScript, and they allow us to do many incredible things. When we get to control structures, functions, then you'll start seeing the power that objects bring to the mix. Alright, well that's it for today. Our next lesson will go over control structures.